Hi everyone, today I've got a review of the Sunstar, or aroma actually, jumping spider. Now, this was £40 total with shipping, so actually quite good, and it's a knockoff. It was released 2020, it had an entirely new mechanism that aroma never seen, new audio too, and yeah, it was really cool. Unfortunately, it came at the rather hefty price tag of £100 here in the UK at least. It was on Home Depot for a bit cheaper for a while, but that listing's long gone. I have no trace of it. I have no clue how much it was. And instead of having the jumping up and forward motion, it just popped straight up. It was the usual mechanism that Sunstar or Aroma uses, and has the regular audio too with the music. Not the organ music this one has, but the different audio. Now, I've wanted this for a very long time, as I did it said in my unboxing. I bought a jumping spider. Well, I didn't. I got it for my birthday. But I got a jumping spider a while ago, like 3 years ago to be exact. And ever since then, I always wanted one of these, because they're just so obscure and weird. And I finally managed to find one. And I thought in 2022 that I'd never get a chance to find this again, because it was going to be sold at Premiere for 2022, but then it was cancelled. AMI 200, AMI 200, however you pronounce it. He has a demo video on his YouTube channel from the showroom, and it was never manufactured. However, luckily, this company can't remember their name. Wicked Costumes, there's a wholesaler. They produced it for this year, and they manufactured about 800. At least that's what the box says, so quite a lot. And of course, they are all scattered across various party shops. And the party shop I got it from, called Excess Stock, they had around 120. And so these are going to stick around online in the UK for quite a while, and the UK only. They're not. You're going to have to get it imported if you want it in America. Yeah, which is going to really hike the price. I reckon you're going to have to end up spending over $100 if you want it, which is very steep for what it is, because obviously you can get the real one at that price. And as much as I like the real one, part of me prefers elements of this one, like the audio. It's just so goofy, it's so stupid, but I love it. And the instant jump is a real added bonus. Some people talk about the reliability of these ratchets, which I know I'll get at least one comment talking about that, but I think this one could be different, because this uses 3 AA batteries. It doesn't use the typical 4, and it also, you can hear the ratchet clicking way slower, which I'll show later, and that tells me that there's probably going to be a lot less strain on the ratchet in the first place if the motor has got less power. So I can see this lasting a long time. And also, since it's quite an expensive little thing, there's a chance that they could have used some upgraded parts. It could use a black ratchet, which is what the 2019 Pop-Up Zombie from the range has, which never has any issues, from my experience. And then from 2024 onwards, they used white ratchets, which everyone knows white plastic's a bit more brittle, which break really, really easy. Anyway, let's do the demo. Now, obviously, as you saw there, sorry about the red LEDs that were flashing. I'll do a different angle. As you saw there, well, it's quite hard to tell. It does look like it pops straight up, when in reality, it is going up and forward. It's got the exact same mechanism as the actual jumping spider, which we'll give a comparison of in a minute. Let's do a back view. I'll also show the mechanism. And by the way, to really hammer home the point how badly I wanted this thing, I remember sitting at the checkout for this thing and just questioning whether I should pay £100 for this. I'm so glad I didn't, by the way, because that is a really big scam for what it is, and I'm glad I waited, and I finally got one from excess stock. Let's take a look at the mechanism. I did drill a hole here just to make sure that I wanted to put volume control in, but that catastrophically failed and my potentiometer broke. So, no volume control right now, but I'll definitely put it in later. Anyway, here's the mechanism. You can see the string here that goes straight down. As you can see, it goes slack when it's in the up position here. If you're wondering where the limit switch is, it's right down here. So this little bit folds down and hits the limit switch. It does have sensor and stuff. What I find quite strange about this is this thing. This is like what the actual one has for a square shaft, except there is no square shaft. And as for the gearbox, I opened it in my unboxing, but it's the exact same as a regular pop-up. Yeah, pretty cool. Let's do a size comparison with the actual one. So as you can see, the spiders themselves are pretty much the same size. This one has a bigger back than this one, so some people call this a tabletop. It's not. It's still pretty big, but this one gets the win in terms of the mechanism, which folds out far further. We'll start by doing them, let's do them at the same time, you know what? So as you can see, he pops up a lot further. And this one doesn't pop up as far. However, it does retract. It does finish its activation a lot faster. This guy did retract first, when I first put batteries in him, but because he's on 3AA and the motor isn't really meant for that, it means it does chomp through batteries, which luckily I'm using rechargeables, but hey, it's not that big of a trade-off. Let's do it again. Alright, let's do it from above. And in my haunt, he's gonna go next to Sweet Bowl, because I know I did that video about wiring these guys, but I'm just gonna add another extension. And by the way, he doesn't have an interchangeable step pad plug. He comes with his own little. He just has a built-in Try-Me plug. He just has his own Try-Me button, which you can't change out, which really sucks. But hey, it's still good. It's still good, and for the price. And again, I've wanted this thing for ages. Again, his audio makes absolutely 0 sense, but I love it. And it's a great alternative to the actual one if you don't want to pay as much. And I know people say, well, yeah, it's not as good because it doesn't have a motion sensor and the LED wires are hanging out a bit, which just doesn't make sense because I use wires like that outside in my for my animatronics, and they've coped just fine over the last few months. And if you're having this outside, it's not going to make a difference. And normally, by the way, you can't actually pull it up to see the mechanism. I just took off the hot glue when I first got mine, because that was something I wanted to see for a long time. Because this thing has absolutely no documentation at all. There's nothing said about this. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say about it. Let's do one more demo. Yeah, there is an exposed wire harness down there, but that's because I took out the that's because I removed the hot glue and it just fell out. That's for the LED eyes, by the way. You can unplug that, and then the eyes will stop lighting up. Let's plug that back in. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see everyone in the next one.